Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
So hello and welcome to the Outside View brought to you by Women's Quick Zone and presented by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness and MRI Hospitals. So the hosts finally have 2 points in their account after a comfortable victory over Bangladesh. Bangladesh tried probably every bit they could, but just didn't have enough runs on boards. Amelia Kerr and Suzie Bates sealing the deal for the White Ferns with an incredible partnership. To talk more about it, I have alongside me Britney and Shathira. Welcome back, both of you. Just getting into the bowling of Bangladesh first, Shathira. They didn't find any swing. Wet outfield probably was one of those reasons. And so Nigar Sultana just went with spin from both the ends, but then didn't have enough runs on boards to put that effort.
Yeah, true. Today, first thing is you don't have enough run to fight. So that was the thing when the other team batters knows that they doesn't have any pressure on their head, so they will play easily whatever ball you will do. And the second thing is today the bowlers was also not very effective. But I'll say like last match they were very effective, but today it was very easy for them to play their the bowling. No one, even not Jahana, Trishna. Trishna did very well in the first over. She gave only one run. After that, it was so easy to beat her. And after the South Africa match, I think the New Zealand batters they have also seen Trishna's bowling in video analysis. They did some analysis, and it was very easy for them to play. And also the spinners were not very effective. Only one wicket gone, which Salma got in a very good ball. And after that, I told you before, like if you want to win the match or if you want to fight, you have to take that 2 wicket in early stage. One have done, so Fidivan have gone, but Suji Bates have done his work, her work. So with Emilia Carr, both of them amazing player. So nothing to do actually. They have played their best cricket.
They have played their best cricket, tried everything they could. Just as you mentioned about that wicket Sarma Khatun took, I'll come to you, Brittany, on that. She got the big wicket of Sophie Devine, and the aggression post the wicket that she showed on the field was probably the testimony to how much effort Bangladesh was putting despite having that modest total on the board.
Bangladesh believed that, once they got the vine, the game would have been closer in their hand. But unfortunately, as Shathira said, we finding such a low total, even though it was only 27 overs. But battle lineup like New Zealand, you have to constantly get wickets. Unfortunately, that, Bangladesh wasn't able to put on a good total, but a lesson to learn, for me, the lesson Magnus have to take out of this game now, the fact that their bowlers were so effective against South Africa, just getting the ball to swing, the ball was gripping. But if you look at today, the bowlers really didn't get anything out from the pitch. So going further in future, I think Magnus will just have to look at that plan B. So what if plan A not working? What's going to be our plan B? And I don't think today they had a plan B.
Having a plan B definitely is important in a tournament like that of World Cup also. But then I'll ask you the question about the spinners, as you were mentioning that they weren't a lot effective in today's match, Shatira, as they were against South Africa. But do you think they were not able to get that grip owing to the rain-affected game, and that is probably how the conditions changed in the second innings that made the result that came?
Yeah, that is one part. But if you see the New Zealand spinners, they did very well in the first innings. So if you compare with the Bangladeshi spinners and New Zealand spinner, they did really very well, and all the momentum and all the wickets almost they got. So they have changed the game when Bangladesh started very well, after that spinners came and they did very good bowling, but it's totally against um, role in Bangladesh. Bangladeshi spinners didn't do very well, and it depends actually. Bangladesh, maybe they were doing their best, but the batters were very good, really, really very good. What I was telling in the mid show, like if you are playing the spinners in your same place, if you are not going down the track and not negotiate them, so you cannot get run. So they did it. Like the players like Suji Bates and Amelia Kat, they did it. They knows how to do runs, so they made it. Actually, the spinners have given the 100%, I believe, but the batters didn't give them any chance to get out.
True. Let's just have a quick look at the scorecard of the innings. New Zealand, of course, won the match by 9 wickets. Suzie Bates and Amelia Kerr playing that incredible role for the team. So, obviously, for Bangladesh, for Sophie Devine, first departed early on with 14 runs to her account. Suzie Bates then stayed firm on the pitch, and then Amelia Kerr supporting her. So, my next question is to you, Brittany. The way Susie Bates played today, like Salma Khatun when she came around the wicket, Bates just opened herself. There was a strong leg side field there, but then she was playing those innovative shots, completed 1,000 runs in World Cup cricket, and then an integral part of the New Zealand setup, and doing so at the home ground would have been a special moment for her, isn't it?
The fact that, as you rightfully said, that this is Susie homegrown, so she know conditions pretty well, whether rain is falling or if it's overcast and stuff. So she knew how to apply herself on this wicket. And tonight innings was just the class, showed the class that no Bates have, even though she did not score runs against West Indies. It shows that such a strong top order, top opening partner that Divine has in her tonight. Divine did not succeed, and look, Bates step up. So it's good to see she have some runs over under her belt, and going forward it'll be amazing to see when Divine and Bates fire at the same time.
And also the energy that Bangladesh showed on the field today. They believed they have a chance throughout the day. The body language they presented, even the commentators were saying in the match that, it was really fascinating to see that Bangladesh wasn't giving up. Probably that's what is like this is a big opportunity for them, and they are all raring to make most of it, Shatira.
Yeah, obviously, this is the part of cricket. If you know that you are losing, there is only one run needed. Then also you want to save one run. But today they were very good in fielding, especially Lata Mondol. She played today, and I told you before that she is a tremendous fielder, and she's the best fielder of the team. And they were fighting for each run. They were fighting for each run, because in cricket everything can possible. Which last they knows in the last match how they lost with West Indies. So after that, everyone knows that anything can be happen anytime. So it's just a matter of 9 balls for 9 wickets. So it's not too far. So everyone were giving their 100%, and that is the spirit of cricket. If you know that you don't have any chance to win, but you have to give your 100%, you have to try for each and every run, you have to fight for it, and they did it.
Obviously, the Bangladesh bowling, as we were talking about, of course, they looked pretty comfortable against South Africa then, but then conditions weren't there in their favor probably today. Also, the Jahanara Alam, she came in to bowl, but conceded a bit of lungs. Fariha Trishna, for that matter, bowled only 3 overs, was quite economical with the ball, but then Salma Khatun, like everybody tried their bit, but just as I said, they didn't have enough runs. What do you make of this bowling unit, Brittany? And probably that there was nothing they could have done because Susie Bates, Amelia Kerr, they were in their form. What your thoughts on how the bowling went for Bangladesh?
I really wish that Trishna would have been given another chance. The ball have gotten a lot older to see what she could have do. I believe like in a situation like that, your best bowler, even though it was 3 for 17, I still believe that she was one of the best bowler of the day. And even though she did not produce what you wanted in her opening spin. Things just happen when the balls got over. It could have some reverse swing. So I would have liked her to come back and get another chance. But not a bad effort by the Bangladesh bowling department. Shathira said it's very hard to defend 140 in such a class batting lineup like New Zealand. So a lot of lessons to take from it for Bangladesh going forward.
Obviously the partnership today was the talk of the town, was something that actually let help New Zealand to build in that get those 2 runs to their account. Amelia Kerr and Suzie Bates, a partnership of 100 plus runs. We already had a word about Suzie Bates, the special moment for her completing 1,000 runs in Cricket World Cup. But a word on Amelia Kerr now, was in a terrific form against India, was finished as the highest run getter as well. How what an advantage it is to have a player like Amelia Kerr in your setup, Brittany.
America has taken advantage of the fact that against the series against I believe Australia when Divine wasn't available and also when Bates was injured, she took that responsibility to go up on the top order and steady the top order, and that's one of the best decisions I believe New Zealand have made in the team. Let's say Divine did not take a mental break and Bates wasn't injured, would Amelia could be on top there? We never know, but I'm happy to know that she's on top there and she's taking advantage of this opportunity, and it's showing her all around ability. That 200 plus she made against Ireland a couple of years. A lot of people were saying, hey, it's Ireland, a team that's not accustomed to playing plenty international cricket, but thus far you see she's produced runs against almost teams she's played so far, batting on the top order. So it's going to be great to see how she carry on in the rest of this tournament.
Definitely, it is. It will be for us to see how she carries her for good form into the tournament. One of the important part of the team with the ball as well. She was economical, though went wicketless today. Also, would like to know your thoughts on Amelia Kashatira. You already told in the mid show that she is one of your favorite players, and then she came up with the bat as well, performed well. Your thoughts?
Yeah, she is the high scorer in one day cricket. She did 232, so that is the high score in one day cricket. So that score tells you the story that how good she is. So seriously, she is a very good player, and I like her for her everything, like for her bowling and for her batting. Like, see how she bat in that situation. It's like nothing. It's the easy job to bat there, and it's like a net practice, net session. Now how she bats so easily. So that I
Bringing that
like for
ease on
her.
the field.
Yeah, so she doesn't have any pressure with her in her head, so she bat so easily. That thing I like her best.
And also for the Bangladesh batting, initially, obviously we had talked in the mid show that the openers were very well, but promoting Farjana up the order was a good move today by the captain Shatira.
Yeah, obviously promoting Farjana was a good move because they have dropped two regular opener. So in the squad they had only three openers: Sharmin Shupta, and Murshida. So they have dropped Murshida and Sharmin. So they had to promote one batter to the open place, and it was only Farjana who can bat in the open because always she is going for number three. So it was a very good move, but again I'll say, like, the pressure, they couldn't handle the pressure. Once they lost one wicket, two wicket, they couldn't handle the pressure. And also the power, actually we are not that much of powerful like West Indian, like New Zealand, like Australia, England. We have some lackings there, because if you see one ball Digger Sultana hit in long on, and there the ball stopped near the boundary, and they were almost like, oh, they thought it will go for boundary, but the ball stopped there. So if you have to think about their power also, they're improving definitely day by day. But by genetically, actually we are not that much strong like them. So that is our lackings. What runs they are getting, it is for their technique, it is there for their timing and little bit power. But physically, all the most of the teams like New Zealand, West Indies, they are very strong than us. So there is the difference, and difference is in our strike rate. Most of the batter who did very well have batting strike rate is maybe 90 to 95, but if you see the strike rate of New Zealand batters, 117, so that is the difference between other teams and Bangladesh batters. They cannot make their strike rate up to 100. They're doing batting below 100 or maybe 50, 60. But nowadays, I think if you're batting strike rate below 100 in the one day cricket, it's like a crime, because cricket is changing a lot nowadays. It's every team is getting so many runs, so you have to improve in this area. When you will improve this area, then you can compete with the big teams. Maybe now you can compete with the other teams like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Ireland and other teams, but when you are going to beat the fight with the big teams, you have to careful about that thing, and you have to improve these things.
Definitely. And then, if we have to summarize the match, just to have a look as to how the things unfolded in a 27 over match, which was reduced due to rain. That was from the Bangladesh batting. Farjana Haq hitting becoming the first Bangladesh woman to hit a 50 in the ODI World Cup. Shamima Sultana, of course, giving a good start along with Farjana with 33 runs to her account. And then we had a talk about Amy Setterthwaite coming into the attack, scarfing the two important wickets of Nigar Sultana and Rumana Ahmed, Haley Jensen's as well, and then Suzie Bates and Amelia Kerr just stealing the show. But then, having played this match now, Brittany, Bangladesh know how what it is like to face New Zealand. Though you have in the world of technology, you have all those videos to sit and analyze, but then having that game time, that would be a big benefit for them as and when they head on, and a good positive for Bangladesh cricket as well, playing a side like New Zealand in the ODI format.
Bangladesh have played South Africa, which have the best seam attack in women's cricket right now, and now they play against New Zealand, which have one of the longest batting lineup. So it's good experience. They're gonna get it. It's only Bangladesh cricket is only gonna grow from here. They have to keep, reaching heights, yeah, the results will matter in terms of obviously every team want to win, but there's so much more that Bangladesh can take out of the scene. And I know that the fact that a lot of the girls are finally getting an opportunity to play with these higher ranked team, a lot of conversations will be happening between say Bates or Divine, a lot of chattering will go in terms of a lot of the Bangladesh players will be having conversation and trying to pick them out about how to do this, how and and that's what about cricket is all about, trying to improve each other.
Definite. That's what cricket is all about, improve each other. But then, Shatira, the problem for Bangladesh against South Africa was the number of dot balls they played. Heading into the game against Pakistan next, they would want to work on that. Just your views on the importance of rotating the strike when it comes to facing bigger positions.
The thing is, like, you have to rotate your strike always, whatever it is. If you're batting first, if you're bowling first, if you're chasing, no matter it is, you have to rotate your strike. You never know, like, if you are thinking like, no, now I'll play dot ball and later on I can cover it. It is not going to happen always. Maybe sometime you can cover it, but it is not going to happen always. Maybe you have given a loss of dot balls, after that you got out, so you cannot cover it. So that is the problem. The most of the time they think in the first few overs, especially when you are playing 50 overs. So today the difference was for they were playing 27 over match, so they thought they have to hit from the first ball, so they did it. But the last match they thought, oh, it's a 50 over match, we'll get lots of balls there, we have enough time to do runs, and for that thinking they thought like they are not going to lose wicket in first power play, and as much as possible they will play both of them. But they kept it in their mind that they don't want to lose wicket, but they forget it, they have to rotate the strike also. With the they have to rotate the strike, they have to put some runs in the scoreboard. After that they will think like, yeah, we are not going to lose our wicket. So end of the day you have wicket in your hand and you cannot chase the match. So uh, what is the meaning to keep the wicket in your hand? So if you're keeping your wicket in first few overs, after that you're not covering the run, the team will be in pressure. So in pressure everyone is throwing their wicket as early as possible. So it's almost the same, you are getting all out before for 50 overs. So you have to count the game. Nowadays you have to think for every over, every over by over, ball by ball you have to play. So you cannot see your future, what is going to happen. You have to think about the present. Every ball you have to run as much as possible.
Stay in the moment, make most of it is what I take from the thing you said. Of course, New Zealand will now face India. They have had a dominating series against them, winning the series 4-1. So when it is like you head into a match against an opposition you just dominated be ahead of the World Cup, what are the thoughts that go on to the minds of the team, Brittany? Like New Zealand would be high on confidence, but India would also, on the other hand, know that how it is to face New Zealand. They saw the way things unfolded. So from both ends, what are the thoughts that go on? Just played a series, now they face each other in a World Cup one-off.
Yes, New Zealand will be high on confidence because winning coming into this World Cup and winning a series against India. But this game is way more important than the 4 or 5 games they played before. I mean, I would say it doesn't matter. It matters, but a lot more pressure is going to be placed on New Zealand again from every team they play now because the competition is just going to get harder. I don't know if chances if they lose one more game, chance that that could be the end of their participation
Yes.
in the competition. And India going to be, I believe India going to be a lot more confident than New Zealand, obviously because they're going to be coming into the game with a win, and the fact that they have a lot more time to reflect on what happened in the series. I had a lot more time to study New Zealand better. So I think New Zealand might be the team that would be under more pressure.
New Zealand will can be the team that would be under more pressure, says Brittany. So today's game went in New Zealand's favor. They of course won the match and they now have 2 points in their account, the hosts. So now that was it from the post-match show. We'll keep you updated about every update that comes in. So stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket.